episode of the Swish Sisters. My name is Erin Clark, and thank you so much for joining us today. The Swish Sisters is a 1-hour-long talk show that airs bi-weekly, featuring 5 lovely ladies of the Pitt Women's basketball team. On our show, you will get a behind-the-scenes look at the lives of student athletes on and off the court, and all of their thoughts and opinions on trending topics, sports and non-sports related. Let's jump right into it tonight. So I want to catch everyone up on the past couple of weeks. So how's everything been going? I know you guys officially started practice, so how's that been?
It's good. Definitely,
Tiring.
Definitely tiring. And summer workouts, the 8 to 20 hour weeks are definitely. Yeah, I think our outfits
all
are
day.
That's so real.
It's the comfy outfits.
Yes.
Yeah. So what does your schedule kind of look like throughout the day?
It's kind of different for everybody. Like, I know, like, some people have classes in the morning, some people don't, and like treatment and like eating and then weights, meetings, practice.
Just go.
Yeah.
It's
Basically.
Luckily, we have fall break coming up. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Do you guys have any plans?
Going
outside.
home. I'm going right where the hurricane is.
No, not really.
Yeah, she's going to Florida.
Yeah.
We have
a hurricane.
Milton.
Yeah.
And Nadia.
We pray for some
Nadia.
safe travels for you, Bella.
Thank
you.
I wish you the best.
Oh.
You doing in Florida?
Just visiting some friends.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think you guys deserve a break. It'll be a nice
A little break. Get out of here.
It'll be a nice
Are
break.
you not telling me something?
Yeah. That's next episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Too soon, too
We'll
soon.
let her stay quiet for now. So with that, we're going to start our first segment for today. So I know we talked a lot last time about our love for food, both here and at home, especially a lot of the great restaurants right here in Pittsburgh. What's also great is that we're all from different places, so we have our love for our food at home too. So I want to hear all your guys' opinions on the food here versus your hometown, especially because for a lot of you, Pittsburgh is still pretty new, so you guys are kind of trying everything for the first time. So Bella, I want to start with you. I know you're from Virginia, so what do you think of the food here compared to at home?
I think there's more options here, as far as like Mexican, seafood, Asian, Korean, just different. So I haven't really found a soul food spot out here in Pittsburgh yet. There's some good ones like back in DC, which is 30 minutes out the way. But I would say a lot of the restaurants where I live are pretty basic and American. So yeah.
Yeah, so
I love that there's a Cane's here though.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
has everyone
that-
tried Cane's?
Yes.
I just had
Yeah, literally so
What
good.
are our thoughts?
I love Cane's. I don't love their sauce. Hot take.
That's it.
Oof, I need the sauce.
Yes, ranch. I love ranch. Yes. I get rid of the coleslaw. Y'all get rid of the coleslaw.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Extra
Right.
fries.
Right.
Yes.
I agree. I think the bread is.
I love their bread.
Oh yeah.
My brother breaks into 2 box combos. I got him approved, yes, too.
No, I've
Oh,
had
what is
Cane's
he?
with MJ before. She shouldn't even be talking about her brother. Let's talk about her.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Let's
That's
talk about
why.
her. Let's open up that door.
She's
Because
that
I've been to
back is
Cane's
wine.
with her. I get like a 4-finger meal or whatever.
3.
Three, and she gets the box combo, and she's done before I even am on my
This
3rd.
girl had 1 bite of a cheese.
Okay,
and then
okay.
She closed it. She said, "I'm gonna save this for later."
One bite.
Oh no.
Are you guys the type of people to eat leftovers?
No.
I love.
I don't like
I hate leftovers.
They give me the egg. It
Yeah,
depends what
I
it
agree,
is.
no.
Like some
No,
hibachi.
that's
I'm
what I'm
Yes,
breaking into
hibachi and
that.
pizza are
Spaghetti.
leftovers.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Wing
No.
stop? Yeah.
No.
Mexican?
No.
So it sounds like you guys get into leftovers then.
No.
Yes.
Only hibachi, pizza, and queso.
If it's
Those
soggy,
three,
I
that's
got
it.
yours as leftovers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Queso, yeah. 'cause
Since
you
for
can
me
eat
it
it.
depends what I'm having. Usually, if I'm just making dinner throughout the week, I like never have leftovers.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say I've been eating more leftovers because of my air fryer. I don't know if you have an air fryer, but that makes leftovers
That's
completely
good.
different.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, mature.
Yeah.
Because one of my roommates is the type to like you said, have like a little tiny bit left and then put it in the fridge. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
what are you-
Okay.
At that point, I'm
What are you
finishing
gonna
it.
do?
The pizza though, the leftover, are you eating it cold? Are you putting it in
No.
the microwave or are you putting it in the oven?
Oven.
Microwave.
Oven.
Oh,
I microwave.
That's if just
It
like I'm
depends.
just
Yeah, how good.
Pizza,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm oven. Team
Oven.
oven for
I-
sure.
Oven is
Oh my
better
God.
than the first day.
And it makes it, yeah, so it makes it
Yes.
crispy.
But
Do
I
y'all
don't
like?
mind cold pizza either.
I don't mind it, but
No,
I
It
gotta
depends
really
the
be
state I'm
desperate.
in, like,
Yeah, I
that's
gotta
what
really
I'm
be
saying.
desperate.
No, I'll eat cold pizza with ranch.
You bring in
That's supposed to
no.
be good. Like,
Both
depending on where you
eggs.
get it from.
I love ranch. Ranch and pizza. Do you guys like deep dish though, or like New York
Deep
style?
dish.
New York
I like
style.
stuffed crust. Yes.
Stuffed crust.
Y'all like
I love
pineapple
stuffed
pizza?
crust.
No.
Yes.
No.
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 Next.
Next.
No, I could go without it. Like I definitely is
Oh,
my
yeah.
first option, but I don't think it tastes bad.
I've never had it, so I can't speak. I just asked. No.
Like you don't think it tastes good? Like
No. So what kind of pizza y'all like?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni and cheese.
What's one with like?
Oh,
the
or
onion,
a
the
white
green-
pie. A white pie. I love a good white
There's
pie.
just
I
plain
just-
supreme.
Yeah, like a ricotta.
No,
Oh.
you
have
had
you
me
been
there.
staring at Papa John's like the Alfredo sauce?
The
What?
margarita pizza.
I want to try
Yeah.
that.
No, it's disgusting.
Oh, never
It's
mind.
absolutely.
John's is my last choice.
I ordered it.
Papa John's still last.
No, that's just.
I
like,
thought
I
it was
like
first.
Like Domino's or Pizza Hut.
Domino's?
Domino's.
Domino's.
is good.
Domino's is
What?
fire.
But Pizza Hut.
Little Caesars.
Pizza Hut.
I
like their
love
stuffed crust.
Pizza Hut.
I like their
No.
Their stuffed crust is good.
I like Little Caesars.
No, it's Giovanni's.
Yeah,
It's
I was just gonna say that. Giovanni's. Giovanni's or I don't know if you've had pizza de vita in the strip. That is great New
Little
York
Caesars pizza
style.
bites, a little puffs, I'm fine.
Little Caesars, I had that growing up. That was the best. Or
Pizza rolls.
Oh yeah, I can mess with some pizza rolls.
yeah.
BK put me onto this that she does in the air fryer, puts a Larry seasoning sauce on it.
Yay.
That is
Yes.
good.
Yep.
You never had Larry seasoning
Lowry's.
sauce? Lowry's.
Lowry's,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'll say it's the best.
Max said
That's
what?
not
With
bad.
what?
That's Larry's.
Okay, I think that Pittsburgh is known for not having good pizza.
Really?
So
Did anybody see Barstool do the review on the pizzas?
I have.
Yeah.
I've seen Dave's a couple of his videos.
Yeah.
So what is your go-to pizza spot in Oakland?
In Oakland,
I don't know.
Antunes.
Antunes.
I don't know.
I have one.
I don't know if you guys have been to Antunes, but
Are you
definitely
Antunes over?
Yes, yes. Antunes, I think
big
is one
pizza.
better for me.
Oh yeah.
Biddy's.
Yeah,
Biddy's
Biddy's.
Ferrera.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good.
Biddy's.
That's
Biddy's.
good. And their ranch is so
Their
good.
pizza is
Biddy's
like
is
this
good.
big.
Trust me, only get one piece.
Yeah.
Only
It's
get
so
Yeah, it's about 5
good.
pieces.
Wait, you never had Biddy's?
We had to
Oh,
put
yeah,
the
you have to
pizza
go.
like box in her trunk.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
didn't
like
even
it's
fit
that
in.
big.
I thought you meant because Larry. Have you been to Larry and Carol's?
No.
It's like also in. It's on like I think it's on Temple. But they do like the huge like pie of it.
Oh.
It's like called like the King Kong.
I didn't even know that was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
King Kong.
Wow.
Hence the name.
But does anyone else have like hometown experience versus here? Any comparisons?
I would agree with Bella. There's just more here from where I'm from at least.
Yeah.
Because like the closest Chick-fil-A for me was like 20 minutes down the road. So
Some
now I can
places
walk. It's like Chipotle. Like we just got Chipotle in my hometown like this year. Like we don't
Yeah.
want anything.
I think the food is more extravagant here. Like,
Extravagant.
the only thing that we have like near my house is like a McDonald's, and
But
like
I live in the middle of nowhere. So.
yeah,
I would say I have a good Italian restaurant back home. That's
Yeah.
that's like a fancy dinner back home.
Yes.
It's called Muriel's, but it's like
literally.
only in Fairmont. It's Italian. It's really good if you ever go there.
Do you know what Rocco's is?
Sounds familiar. The owner of Muriel's is named Rocco.
Is it in
Fairmont, yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Wait, Muriel's? Isn't it so good?
So Rocco, there's a
Yes.
Rocco's in where I live, and
Yes.
that's like you get dressed up to the nine, and that's where you go have dinner.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
just go to get it
So,
out of
like,
myself, but,
yeah.
like, it's like considered nice, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
so
we don't really have nice. there.
yeah, I don't really know what to do with myself here,
But
but I'm also like a
No.
picky eater.
Like in
Like-
Morgantown, yeah, but like in Fairmont, it's just very like rural, casual.
that's how like we
Laid
have, like
back
a meat spot.
American.
It's like
Audrey, you said you're a picky eater.
Yes.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
So
I
what,
only like
what do you not eat or what do you only?
I don't like seafood.
Me either.
I don't like
Yeah.
any like
Yeah.
I don't like
Oh my
sauces. I don't like a lot of like
That's just
vegetables.
I don't like
Oh,
any
wow.
fruits except mangoes.
I don't like any fruits
What?
except like
Are y'all okay?
Yeah. I love watermelon was a
She
fruit.
just said it's
Oh,
I'm
wow.
kidding, guys. I'm kidding,
You're
guys.
part of the cult. Yeah, now they're
You're not one of the
Cut.
ones.
No.
She's
I was-
definitely a picky eater.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Are you
I-
the type of person
I
who
accept
orders
it.
chicken fingers at like?
No.
I do that.
No.
But I'm not that picky.
I'm a meat and potatoes girl.
Oh.
So like steak.
Yeah.
chicken?
So like
Okay, then That's fine.
Yeah, like
At least
that's
you're
all I
healthy.
get. Like if we go to a restaurant and there's like steak, or that's all I'm
I'm a
getting.
big steak really.
Yeah, so
I like
I mean,
Okay,
Me too.
how do you guys like your steak?
Medium.
Medium rare.
medium.
Medium
Well,
I
the
like
juices.
juicy.
The
Not
juices
real.
I
ready to be
need
flowing.
Medium well, low key to me
Yes.
is like too cooked though. Like,
Yeah,
It
I
just
feel like
depends.
it's,
I like to tell them like low.
But I
medium
feel
well.
like they always. I feel like when you tell them, because I used to be a medium well, and then I
medium
transferred
rare.
to
I can't
medium.
do blood.
Medium rare.
Because I feel like growing up, they always cooked it too much.
I feel like the nicer restaurants, they
They don't.
undercook it.
Yes.
They undercook it.
Yes, I
If you get
agree.
a steak from like a restaurant,
Yeah.
it's they're probably gonna
That's why you gotta tell
Agreed.
them low.
I agree.
Yeah.
Good thinking, Bella. Good thinking, Bella.
But seafood?
Seafood. They
I would
got
say you gotta come to Alaska, you get it fresh there.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
That's what
I
I
want
like.
king crab there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be good
That's-
there.
that's
I'm
what
like,
I
these
like.
are those-
Any seafood. No fish.
Well,
no
I've never
crab.
tried it,
Oh.
but I don't want to. Is the thing. I don't like
Oh my
anything.
God.
No, like it actually like grosses me out.
I agree.
Like the smell,
Anything
the
raw.
look, raw. Yeah.
Okay, the
like,
smell
do
used
you
to
like
get me, but
sushi?
once
No, I
I
can't do
tasted it,
sushi.
Me
Like,
either.
I can't do
I'm
any of that.
I'm so glad it's not just me. And I'm okay with that. Like that's how my mom it. Like that's how I grew up. You know, like Yeah.
That's surprising.
And-
especially.
now my mom, she's not a very good cook at all, and she's okay with
Oh.
that. She's okay with that. She's okay with that.
I'm blessed.
She's okay with that, but she's learning, and so like,
She's learning. It's crazy.
so
Who's
like,
teaching her? Who's teaching her?
she just
Herself.
yeah.
Cookbook.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, at least she's learning. Like that's good.
Yeah.
She's trying. That's
She
all
is.
that matters.
Let's
Yes.
cut this clip out and send
Yeah,
it to
that's
Audrey's
actually-
mom.
Yeah.
Like,
So like, we never really grew up with, you
Yeah.
know,
Well, that's valid. You're from Kentucky. Like, there's no seafood.
yeah, nobody goes
Like,
to
no
eat
one's-
seafood.
Kentucky's not
I
known
mean,
for
it's being
seafood.
shipped like it's frozen.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
Yeah, no.
I'm the same way. I don't
Yeah.
Lord, not seaweed. Seafood.
Seaweed.
Seaweed is so
Seaweed is
good.
nasty.
I'm not gonna
Oh, no.
judge you if you eat seafood. Like,
Yeah,
it's a-
agreed.
yeah, because
Like-
the seafood boy hates seaweed.
Oh,
I
one
like
thing I will not
calamari,
ever
but
get
like
is
anything
sushi.
fried.
Yeah.
You don't like sushi.
I went the first time with them. I almost cried. It
Oh
was
my
just
God.
sad. It was
So
the first one I
good.
got. That's got a
No,
plain
this girl got like some
casserole.
cream cheese, cucumber,
I
and
No.
They was over here with all these sauces, these crumbs.
Okay.
plain Jane.
So I guess our girls here are not big fans of seafood. So
Oh,
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
It's
wait.
not sushi.
They hate to
that's
see
my
us coming.
favorite. That's my
They-
favorite.
She's
the
That's my favorite.
They hate
you're
to see us
outnumbered.
coming.
That's like number one. No, 3 versus 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
once
I
They're
eat seafood,
outnumbered.
just not
Just
shrimp.
not-
Oh, just not sushi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't
That's what I love.
They have one good seafood spot here in Pittsburgh called Storm and Crab.
We've been
Uh,
there
I've
a few
heard
times.
It's good. It's good. Like it does the job, you know. But it's probably not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah,
Maryland's probably got some good seafood
They
though.
do.
They do.
Near
They
it's
do,
near you,
yeah.
yeah. It's fresh over there.
Like Georgetown area.
Yeah.
The water is good.
Nothing's being
But
lost
it's not.
though.
But it's not like seafood boils.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
more of like fancier seafood
That's valid.
restaurants where it's like dishes. You know.
Yeah.
No, I need the seafood boil. I just throw it all in there and
Let me
just
rub it out.
eat.
I'm just sorting this
all
out.
right. Well, we have many more topics coming your way this episode. We'll be right back.
The unique perspectives and backgrounds that we bring to the university are what make it special. Each of us is unique and different, and we have to affirm those differences. We have to support those differences and invest in our community so that they feel like this is a place that they're valued and, more importantly, a place that they can thrive. And so no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we want you to feel like you're a part of the University of Pittsburgh. We are a community of learners that makes a difference, that grows knowledge, and more importantly, changes the world.
Welcome back. So our next topic, I know, is one of my personal favorites. We're going to be talking all about fashion. Personally, I know I have a pretty bad shopping addiction. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it really stemmed from, I went to private school my entire life. So I wore a uniform always. Like I never wore what I wanted to school. And especially in high school, if I wasn't in my school uniform, it was probably my basketball uniform or practice clothes, like you guys know. So once I came to college, it was like I didn't know what to wear to class because I had never worn anything to class. So I kind of like just started buying things and like seeing people in different stuff, and then I would buy more and more. So I know my parents know it's gotten pretty bad, but you know I can't help it. But I want to hear your guys' opinions a little bit on, you know, the fashion trends right now, and you know I could talk about this all day, but especially with female athletes, you don't get a lot of time to showcase your fashion style. So, Marley, I want to start with you. So, I want to ask you first, where or when do you feel like you can show off your, sense of style?
It's actually funny because last year I was talking to one of our former teammates too, which if you don't know about her, her style is like top of the line. But I was joking with her because she always comes to practice in like fits and like not just like your average fit. Like you can ask Bella like fits that probably cost more than some of my, my life at this point. But no, like she had fits, yo. And I was joking. I was just like, I was like, I didn't want to dress up, but I was like, I always feel like I'm in sweats, blah blah blah. And she was like, just wear nice outfits to class. And I was like, but it's class. Like I don't want to do too much, whatever. Like high school, I always just wear sweatpants and sweatshirts. And then this year I was just like, you know what? I was like, I'm a junior. I'm getting older. Like, I buy all these clothes. I was like, and I never feel like I wear them unless it's like in the summer or like we don't have basketball, of course. But come like season time, as you can see, I get comfy when we start getting more tired and more load. So definitely, I think I would say I dress up most or like have the most opportunity for that is like going to class or extracurricular activities with like family for like football games, of course. I always feel the need to be extra at those.
Yeah, put some photos.
Insert here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say anytime that it's like, because even like when I go to like soccer games, stuff like that, it's always like sweatshirts and sweatpants. So like I'm always trying to be comfy, but I try to look comfy and cute.
I'm excited to see your game day fits for sure.
Actually, I'm actually making a pair of jeans right now.
I saw
She's
the picture,
period.
and you looked so cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made my dress wait, was that the last home game? I don't know. The back-year-ball game, I made a dress out of an old jersey. And then, the last home game I wore my bedazzled jersey. In this game, I'm making a pair of jeans.
As you should.
Thank you.
She's
Audrey's my baby in the making at this point, practically, because she's
a
like...
whole DCC cheerleader
Yes.
over here.
Yes, the boots.
Yeah.
The boots.
Well,
They're from Amazon, which is crazy. Amazon really has everything.
It
I
does.
love Amazon.
That's, I credit Amazon to half of society's shopping addiction, because you literally just 2 taps and you buy it.
It's so fast.
And it comes so fast, so easy. Like I'd be like, oh, I want to like go get this at the store, and then I'm like, well, I can get on Amazon for probably cheaper and don't have to even leave.
Yeah, and it's good quality.
Yes.
But off that, it's just so strange seeing like everybody else's like styles. And,
Yeah.
Like, just coming in like to college, like freshman year, like I was all about like pregame, like getting pictures and all that. And like ever since like I've gotten older, like I kind of backed off of it. But like I don't know. Ever since like I don't know. It's just like because I feel like I don't have the time for it anymore.
I still look at you and I'm like,
Yeah,
like, I'm
you
still
still-
inspired.
she always does.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
Like I
inspired.
think
Yeah,
it's
some
presentable,
sweatpants.
but at the same
Right.
time, it's like chill.
Yeah, like you always look put
Yeah.
together.
It's
Yes.
fashionably cozy.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I feel like I just like strive more.
That's what I feel like I try to go for. With
Mhm.
like just everyday, like as long as I don't look homeless.
Yes.
Like
Fair enough.
it's just put together.
Yeah.
There's some
Was
Like,
that
not
not
like
like
doing
a-
too much.
I feel like that's the trend right now, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
And now with fall and winter coming,
Yeah.
especially.
Right. Yeah.
And here in Pittsburgh, Lord.
You'll never catch me wearing like even
Oh,
jeans.
oh my
That's all.
gosh.
I can tell the last time I wore jeans.
I can't-
Honestly.
yeah.
I saw it.
Grace was
I
wearing a
I like
puffer.
baggy
I saw
jeans
that.
Yeah.
because they're comfortable, like they're
I saw
baggy and loose. But
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
not
most
that
people wear
cold.
like athleisure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which like I love some good athleisure.
Like
Which I
design-
think it
like
also
sweats
depends
are
on
even
where
in.
you live,
Like
because
designer sweats.
imagine
Oh,
going
yeah.
to like Alabama or like Auburn and you walk in and like
Yeah.
everyone's like full face of makeup, full like
Yes.
hair done, full like
who does that?
SEC schools,
Yes.
like the girls
I
that do
see girls on
classes.
TikTok.
Yes.
Well,
Like
it's
Ole
like
Miss,
with
like
the
even
football
HBCU.
games too.
Yes,
Yeah.
even the
Because
football
it's
game
so
is higher.
different.
So
Like,
different.
Me and my
every
friends
single
all
day.
the time.
HBCUs
Yeah.
are different. Like
Really?
it seems like their homecoming week or like
Yeah.
their first week of
No.
school,
Yeah.
but like a lot of them like a fashion like
Yes.
Really?
They would eat me
Even,
up,
like-
spit me out.
Like the prom dresses growing up, I feel like
That's
they're
a
getting
big
so
one.
extravagant and
The
everything.
cars.
Yes. Yes. Like sometimes I'm like, is this a wedding or
Like yeah,
prom?
like I look at people like when I was like that age, I'm like I was wearing like what?
Dillard's,
Yes.
$6.
I always wonder where the money coming
That's
from.
what
Like
I'm saying.
Justice. I'm wearing
Yes,
all
Justice.
Justice used to be my.
I used to wear them.
Justice. If you were Justice, you were a diva.
Right.
Yes.
And now it's like all these girls in their
Lulu.
Yes. It went from
Oh my
Justice to
gosh.
they're going to
Lulu.
Sephora, like
Yes,
that's
I
exactly what I was
wasn't
thinking.
allowed to wear makeup
Oh,
in
yeah.
middle school.
I didn't know how to do my hair.
That's so
Yeah, I
real.
didn't.
Okay, little
Or like growing up, you always looked forward to like being old enough to wear the Victoria's Secret pink brand. And
Yep.
and I would always be like too small, like not big enough. And I'd be like, nope, you still can't wear it. You're still too small.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm like,
pink is
oh
so
my
real.
God.
I would die
Yes.
to buy something from there.
Yes. And my mom would be like, nope, you're not big enough yet. And I'm like, dang it.
You don't have that.
Back to justice.
Back to justice.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Justice for Marley.
But yeah, it's weird because down south for the football games, they would like literally wear nice
Clemson is
dresses.
Oh,
crazy.
like
Clemson
dresses.
goes all out.
Yeah.
Cowboy boots, they have like their little.
Yeah, the little pig.
Oh,
the
now,
bag.
now,
I
The
don't
amount of
know,
money
it's
that
just-
places spend.
Yeah.
Insane.
yeah.
Well, I even know like with some like sororities on the SEC like have certain rules or whatever in their sororities where it's like
That's
you can't
also
leave the
crazy.
sorority house without like your hair and makeup done. And I'm like,
Oh,
no.
wow.
What?
Like
Yeah,
that's
Babe, that would be
insane.
me.
No.
I'm like, babes, you can draw me.
Literally.
I
Draw
can-
me.
I can relate though to like the uniform. Cause the high school I went to, I had to wear a uniform, but we still all try to like make it fashionable. Like we would all wear different Nike shoes, even though we
Yeah.
weren't supposed to. It had to be like all black with a black Nike sign. We never followed that. We would be slick with it and like try and come into school before the bell rang and like our sweats and a hoodie under the skirt
Yeah, the
and like
sweatpants under the
yeah.
skirt. Yep.
and try and make something out of nothing pretty much. But yeah.
Did you
It's-
credit that to your shoe like addiction or not shoe addiction, but like your wide range of shoes?
No.
No.
I think that was my brother. My brother, he was like, he thought he always had better shoe game than me, and I was like,
Goodbye.
Nah.
I feel like
Goodbye.
All my money was shoes.
I'm the type of person who has like a great fashion, but I just don't have the budget for it yet.
Valid.
So like in my
That's
head, I'm
valid.
like very a fashionable person, just like not
That's
yet.
so
In your head,
valid.
you know
Yeah.
what you would wear.
Exactly.
That's
like,
so
yeah.
valid.
Like
Yeah.
catch me in like about
That's
10,
how-
15 years, I'll be like, yeah, oh yeah, she's like
Quicker than that.
Yeah.
Okay, about 10 years.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget how old I am.
You're
I'm
so
still in my
old.
justice years. I'm in my justice years.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no.
are.
Yeah.
She's ready to get to that pink stage.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so what are your guys' ins and outs for this year, fashion wise?
I don't even know. I like the matching sets.
Yes, always.
Okay.
That's
Keep
I would say
those.
that's
Tim's are back in. I don't care what nobody
Yeah.
says.
Mhm.
Tim's and sweats are back in. I can give me another
Tim's
one.
can
I have
Vibes.
black Tims, but they're hard to.
Uh,
Tim's are
good.
hard to
You
style.
good.
No, I agree.
Tims are hard to style.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like when you get ready and you're trying too hard to make an outfit, it's almost harder. Like you just
That's
gotta
so
go.
real.
You just gotta go with the first option,
Mhm.
and if you think it looks a little weird, just rock with it.
I
You know
agree.
What I'm saying? Like
I always do
sometimes-
that.
Yeah, like matching sets are cool, but when you're actually like trying to put a
Style.
fit together, it doesn't always really have to match.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
I
I
color coordinate. Like it doesn't
I do
matter.
too. Or I always do the Oreo method. I remember we mentioned that. It's like black, white, black.
That's
Sandwich
That was
method.
the- yeah, or
Like,
sandwich.
you can never go wrong with that.
No.
But I hate when I picture something in my head.
And it doesn't look like
And it
that.
doesn't look
Yes.
And
That
I'm like,
happens.
well, now I don't know what to do because I want to wear this and I feel like I have to wear this, but it doesn't look like the
I
way
agree.
pictured it.
It's opposite for me from like high school, how you guys wore uniforms and stuff. Like at my school, all the girls like dressed up.
Like
going to
that was
school.
the fashion show.
That yeah, because that's the only thing that you had to look forward to because
Yeah,
there's nothing
that's
else to do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
So
crazy
like
to me.
we all dressed up, which I
Enjoy.
love dressing up. So when I came here, I had to get like a whole new wardrobe of
Casual.
Like
just
chill,
sweats
yeah.
because all I had was like
Nice.
the cute clothes,
Yeah.
Audrey
So-
like comes back from break. I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, just my dresses.
No, literally.
She said, this is for this. This is for this. Okay. Nice.
Well, my mom owns she owns a fashion store, like that's a boutique, so that's
I
what
didn't
she
know
does.
that.
That's so cute.
So like it's been in my family for 60 years, so like it's my grandma's right now, and then it'll be my mom's, and like they sell wedding, homecoming, prom, and then like everyday wear. So I was lucky, to have them growing up, but also like, they want me to dress up all the time just because, that's what they are. So they hate when I wear like my basketball uniforms and stuff. They're like, can you put some makeup on with that?
God.
That was my mom growing up. When I would like get ready for my wrestling game, she'd be like, "Let me do your hair." I'm like, "No,
Yes.
mom, it's not a fashion show."
Right.
That's what I would say.
They think everything's a fashion No, that was me
for
too.
sure.
That was
So,
me too.
mom was like, to go.
That's just
Yeah, I'm about to say.
that's how I grew up.
Messy
I'm the
boys.
same way. Yeah.
Messy
My mom
boys
was like,
in
"When did your hair?"
style.
Right.
Do you,
Yeah, now
you
you
have to
comb
make
back.
it like, no, mom.
Yes.
It's not a
Yes.
fashion show.
So-
Here, baby, basketball.
Yes.
Got some pictures
Did
here
you go like
sticking
all
out.
out for like prom dances?
Oh yeah.
I loved your prom dress, the red one. I like that.
Yes,
That was so cute.
because like that was, I mean, my family had a store, and this is where everyone would go and get their stuff. So, and I always went to market every year with them, like, and saw like
so fun.
the stuff for like next year, So like we would see Giovanni and Sherry Hill,
I always heard
I
Sherry
love
Hill.
and
Giovanni.
stuff like that, and it would be like, okay, go to the fashion
Yeah.
shows. So it was really really cool, and hopefully like whenever I get older, I can like kind of do that as like a side,
Yeah.
Side hustle.
a side thing.
I've always wanted to go to one of those markets.
Yeah.
They look so
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. So
You were kind of born into it.
Oh yeah.
really, and like I kind of feel like I have to keep that going just because it's been in the family for so long.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like they want me to have my own life
Yeah.
as well.
That's fair enough. Well, I love hearing about all the fashion senses and styles on the couch. So we'll be right back with some more topics here tonight.
The unique perspectives and backgrounds that we bring to the university are what make it special. Each of us is unique and different, and we have to affirm those differences. We have to support those differences and invest in our community so that they feel like this is a place that they're valued, and more importantly, a place that they can thrive. And so no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we want you to feel like you're a part of the University of Pittsburgh. We are a community of learners that makes a difference, that grows knowledge, and more importantly, changes the world.
Welcome back to the Swish Sisters. Thank you so much for sticking with us on our second ever episode. For our next topic today, we are going to be discussing something that has changed the world of college sports, NIL, or name, image, and likeness. If you're not familiar, NIL refers to a person's legal right to control how their image is used, including commercially. In college, student athletes have long been prohibited from making deals to profit from their fame, so they forfeited their NIL rights by signing on with college sports teams. This was until 3 years ago when a combination of NCAA rule changes and state laws restored NIL rights to college athletes, and they've been making sponsorship deals ever since. I really want to hear this whole NIL situation from your perspectives, so Michaela Elmore, I want to start with you. You can kind of break this down for me. What does NIL look like from your perspective? How does it work?
So since like I'm a senior now, like I know more about it. Like my freshman year coming in and all that, like I really wasn't aware of it. Like I really didn't have that many deals, but like as I've gone through college, like it's obviously grown, like it's become bigger, and I don't know, I've had fun with it. Obviously, like you're making money, like you're putting your image out there, and like you're getting free stuff. So I mean, you couldn't complain. But just like some of the deals I've done have like just opened up like my whole like sponsorship and brand and all that. So I would say it's been pretty good. It's definitely helpful. I'm glad to see it like still growing because it's a positive thing.
I mean, what are some of your favorite sponsorships that you've done?
I've done Powerade, which was like a fun one. I had a little photo shoot. I've had like Crocs, PSD. I like more. I don't know. I like food, but like I like clothes and all that too. So I kind of go through like those more.
That's what I
What do you guys think about NIL?
I think it's amazing.
To keep it simple.
I love
Yeah.
money.
Goodbye. I think it's good. I think it's hindered the portal a little bit though. I think that, like, I think it's great, but I also go back to like that saying where it's like one person can ruin it for everybody in a sense of like everyone's in it for the right reason, everyone's doing NIL for the right reason. Like for instance, like Mac doing the Powerade deal, like there's nothing wrong with that. She's branding herself, she's branding. But then I think back to like football players, like you'll get $3 million if you come here, and then like they go there.
I have a question.
There's no $3 million, and then at the same time, it's like you're going into a toxic program now because of the money, and like I think that is also why sometimes the portal is the way it is because people are going for the wrong reason.
For sure.
And they switched the eligibility, like you could transfer and
Yes,
be eligible right
yes.
away. So everyone's like, oh, I can just leave, and then
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
But I don't know. I feel like name, image, and likeness
Yes.
and NIL, and like people getting paid athletes getting paid absurd amounts more than some professional athletes, especially us as women, I feel like are two completely different things. I don't even think it's NIL. It's just it's straight collective.
It's literally a
salary.
And like getting new cars, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, new cars is like if you have a brand deal with the dealership.
You're like getting at least like,
right.
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
I just feel like there's a lot of leeways and gray areas to like what is NIL, right? Like collective is not NIL, but I think it's great because
the athletes are getting
right,
what they
right.
deserve.
They're getting paid, but name, image, and likeness is more so like sponsorship deals with Powerade, with
yes,
Oh,
a
that's the
food.
Amazon deal we just
yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
Amazon storefront.
Yeah.
Like, you're using your brand for that.
Right.
Do you have an Amazon storefront?
We all do.
Mine actually hasn't been set up yet because
I do, but I have nothing in it.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Hey, everybody go eat right now at this point.
We all have a jersey though
Yes.
on the
Yeah,
Amazon
so go get
storefront.
it.
Go purchase it.
Yeah. And yes.
And yeah.
I've never had Amazon storefront until now, but I'll gladly make one.
I will say though another thing about NIL, it can when it's used the right way, which may sound iffy, but like when it's used the right way, as like brand deals and marketing yourself, I feel like it can get stressful for student athletes because a lot of the companies are like, here, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna pay you this, now go do it, and it's not always very structured, and there's a lot that you can do, but like we're not videographers, we're not professionals at editing videos and things of that nature, so like I feel like that can stress us athletes out, but at the same time it's like we want the money, right? So we're gonna do it and make the time to fit it in even though we have 3-hour
And
practices.
the contracts, I just
Yes.
hate reading contracts. Like I always send them to my mom.
Yeah.
Just, like, to go over them, but like
That's insane.
That's good though.
It's
Yeah,
like
always have
stressful,
somebody to send
yeah.
to.
That's why a lot of
People
athletes
agents.
have. I was gonna say that's why a lot of athletes have agents now for like NIL, which obviously you can't have a sports agent, but you can have an NIL agent. But like at the same time, you want to also make sure that you get with the right agency because there's agencies now that are just taking advantage of athletes, and they're just like, okay, sign with me, and then I'm gonna get 50% of every deal you get. So you're like, oh my gosh, I got like a $1,200 deal. No, you're actually getting $600. You know what I mean? So like, and then on top of that, you have to pay taxes on it. So like, there's a lot more complications to it. I think that people don't think about all the time.
agent.
Yeah. So making sure that you just, I don't know, like you said, reading through the contracts. I don't want to read through that. There's like 12 pages. I have to go read my readings for my classes already, and I barely read them. So let's keep the reading to a minimum. But I think where it all kind of stemmed from was honestly like people have been getting paid like under the table and everything for how many years now? Like mostly football is what everyone
On the
thinks
men's
back
side.
to, and on the men's side of basketball definitely. But it's all been happening under the table. It's just now being, legal, and even now most of it's not technically legal through NIL because through NIL you're not technically allowed to say, hey Mac, if you come to Pitt, we're gonna give you $3 million. Like that's not NIL. But like arranging a deal for like, hey Mac, once you get on campus, once you sign to play for us, like then we can arrange stuff. But it's just kind of being, like Bella said, like it's very broad, and I don't think they expected it to blow up the way it did. But coaches have been getting paid, so it's about time athletes do.
So take me through. You have a brand, reach out to you, and how does it kind of work? What's kind of the step-by-step process?
So if a brand reaches out to me, I usually just refer them to my management team. I do have a great management team, so I can't complain. They help so much. Like we said, like Bella said, it gets so stressful, and like a lot of the times you don't read their contracts, and sometimes you don't even know what they want. And other times it could be them setting something up for themselves and just using you. So you gotta make sure you're getting like a good bargain for what you're doing, because as athletes we are valuable. So I usually just send to my management team. They'll look it over, they make sure it's good. They do get a small percentage of what I make, but majority of the time if it's like such a small deal, then they won't even worry about it. And then they'll let me know what I have to do, when I have to post by, etc. And then obviously if I have any questions or anything. But it helps having a middleman for me because, like Bella said, it gets stressful, but also like if a brand reaches out to me and I don't want to do something, like I don't have to like be the bad guy in that situation. Like they can do that for me. That way there's no like connections being disrupted, and we're like still on civil terms, and I'm just not having to make that decision.
I agree. I think like having it, like you say, managing like an agent. Like I just got one last year, and like it's been a good thing just because like I don't want to go through all of that.
Right.
Like, I love like when people like reach out, but like when it gets down to like the fine print and all that, like I just hate doing it. Like I'll post whatever, like I'll do whatever. Like, the fine
You're just a
print.
college girl.
Yeah,
We also like
literally,
don't
I have
we don't
time for
understand
that.
the legal
Yeah.
terms half the
Yeah,
time.
like the word that
so-
they use, I let it
Yeah.
go.
I'm not a lawyer. I can't do that.
Do you guys ever feel pressure to like maintain a certain image online, knowing now that you have like these sponsorships and being well-known athletes? Do you ever feel more pressure from that?
I say yeah, I do kind of. I don't know.
I would say I want brands and companies to want me for me. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we are representing Pitt. Like we're student athletes at Pitt, so I think we all know not to like put anything explicit or crazy on the internet. But at the same time, like I think it's good to show character, whether or not you want your page to be more professional or you want it to be goofy and vlogs, videos, things of that nature. But I mean, I think it is nice to get, you know, a brand reaching out to you and offering money because it's money, right? But like at the same time, if they're serious about working with me, I want them to actually like accept me for like who I am and my beliefs and what I stand by and how I carry myself.
Yeah, that's good. And it's crazy how like one thing can just fly to the internet, like
Mhm.
one wrong thing, and then like people don't want to work with you. So
Yeah.
I feel like just nowadays, like just having like a positive image, like being a role model is definitely like a big thing.
I think being recruited also probably helped everyone. I think everyone can probably attest to that. Like growing up, it was like, don't post this, don't do that, don't do this. Like I feel like growing up, I had more stress than I do now when I post. I was like, I can't post this. A coach might see it when I go back and tweet or like anything. Like I felt like I've just always kind of had that mindset on social media. Like you can't take it back, blah blah. But obviously, social media's grown and it's continuing to grow every day. So, but I think for me at least, that growing up, I've always kind of had that mindset and like being aware of what I post is never going to be able to be deleted.
Yeah, and I feel like that continues for the rest of your life. I mean, once
Yeah.
you graduate and then you go out and get a job, you hear the same things. Like, all right, well,
Yes.
someone's interviewing you, they hire you, you're gonna see what you're posting. Like, I feel like it kind of goes for the
Digital
rest of your
footprint.
life. Yeah, it's a different world we live in.
Completely. And it's not stopping.
I mean, in general, how do you deal with like criticism, negative feedback online? Again, being a well-known
Block.
athlete.
Block.
I'm not-
on you, not in the mood.
I'm not gonna lie, I personally, they know, I get tempted to respond and come and
She's
reply
fierce.
back, but block.
Yeah, it's like there's no point. Like
Yeah.
there's
don't
trolls
waste your
everywhere.
energy.
Like I used to let it get to me. Like just being like a taller girl, I was just get like the weird like let me climb the tree comments and all that. I'd be like I'm a teenage girl. Why am I getting that? Like I don't know.
That's wild.
That's
Yeah, black
insane.
people don't answer.
Yeah, no, I usually don't answer either. Most of the time I ignore it because really,
We all know that.
I like to troll back on the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
I like to mess
She's
with
doing it
that.
for the reaction.
So,
She is a troll
Bad
herself.
influence.
She
no,
is a troll.
I just play around a lot.
That's valid.
Do you guys feel that NIL has created an even playing field across athletes in different sports at different schools?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say either.
I would say like I don't know because I feel like at this point honestly it's gonna be like whatever schools have the most money are gonna be the most dominant in the sports industry because I feel like that's where most kids are thinking nowadays. Like it's not just college basketball, it's a pro sport. I feel like at this point with the salaries kids are getting. But I don't know. It depends how they continue to leverage NIL, I feel like, because if they keep it so broad and open like this, where it's like, come here, get $3 million, I feel like that's going to turn into like, the school with the most money is going to end up having the most teams. But that's just my opinion.
I feel like a lot of school, I mean, if we're being honest, SEC probably carries the most amount of money. But like all Power 5 schools have a lot of money. I think it's where, and this is like higher up within the university, the chancellor, AD, all of them, like, where do you want the money to go? I think is a big portion too. Like, is it going more so towards the like infrastructure and like the university itself, or is it going to athletic programs? And I think it's just university by university who makes decisions on where they want their money to go.
Yeah, that's valid.
And to wrap this up, if each of you could have one dream sponsorship, what would it be?
Oh god. Nike.
Nike.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Jordan.
Or Wingstop.
Wingstop is crazy.
I would say Chipotle. Yeah.
I saw this thing on TikTok. They have athlete cards.
For Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
Yes,
Don't
I
get me
saw
started.
that.
Don't get me started.
Wait,
babes.
is that way?
They get a free entree
Oh, wait,
every week.
no.
Every athlete on Ohio State gets a free entree to
Yeah,
Chipotle every
they have
week.
a card.
Yeah. I'd say Chipotle or like Lululemon.
Yeah,
I'm always or Aloe. I like
Aloe, yeah.
Because like
Repping
I'm
Aloe right
always
now,
like,
like,
here
one
now.
Aloe's,
Like,
Put it work with me.
Aloe, I'm here.
Or
Cover the name,
Revolve.
'cause
Do
I
you
know.
Essentials.
shop Revolve?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Essentials.
Revolve.
That's
Essentials.
good. That's good.
Essentials
Kanye.
is good.
Holla at me, babe.
Kanye is crazy.
Bella?
Probably Nike
That's good.
Cartier or Cartier, whatever.
Yeah.
However it's
or
pronounced.
some
designer.
Big.
Yeah.
or like
Rolex.
I love
Chanel.
Chanel.
Sponsor me.
Like I love their perfume. Like that's my go-to perfume every day. So like Chanel, because they also
Ooh,
have like
Chanel's
handbags
good.
and they have clothes.
Yeah.
They have
Makeup. They got makeup.
They got makeup.
They do, yes.
They have it
They have
all. But
bronzer.
that Chanel
They
I
perfume.
was like a little conflict. They do, yes.
Well, if any of our brands are watching out there, sponsor.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
The unique perspectives and backgrounds that we bring to the university are what make it special. Each of us is unique and different, and we have to affirm those differences. We have to support those differences and invest in our community so that they feel like this is a place that they're valued, and more importantly, a place that they can thrive. And so no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we want you to feel like you're a part of the University of Pittsburgh. We are a community of learners that makes a difference, that grows knowledge, and more importantly, changes the world.
Welcome back to the Swish Sisters. For our last segment tonight, it's going to be about a little bit more of a serious topic, mental health. I myself am a big mental health advocate, especially for student athletes as they try to juggle academics, athletics, and the social life. With a variety of stressors and going through the COVID-19 pandemic, many student athletes hesitate to seek help. Tragically, recent years have seen an increase in suicides amongst college athletes, highlighting the urgency of mental health interventions. These conversations should be normalized, so Audrey, I want to turn it over to you first. How important is it to promote mental health awareness across student athletes, both male and female?
Yeah, I think it's really important, and like now that I'm especially like in it, I can kind of relate to it more. I know that like I have my struggles, like from, sports, school, and then just my life in general outside of that. It's been hard, but then like I think that seeking help is okay, and nobody should judge anyone for doing that, and like just letting the athletes know that it is okay to seek help.
And I know you went through a serious injury.
Yeah.
What was your mental health kind of journey with that?
Yeah, it was hard at first. I think it was definitely easier just because looking back, my family was there for me every step of the way, and I'm a big family person, and they were there. And now that I'm here on my own, it's definitely been hard just because I have to make decisions on my own and get through the hard things by myself. But I'm definitely becoming a stronger woman because of it. But yes, yeah. So.
How do you guys feel about the resources you have here on campus and throughout the program for mental health?
I feel like it's important. Because I feel like you just have to be okay, like, with not being okay and realizing that. Because I feel like faking it's not going to get you anywhere. And I've always been the type of person that's like, oh, I don't need therapy. Like, I'm such a happy, like, person. Like, everybody can say, like, I'm always goofy when you come see me. But, like, behind closed doors, whenever you're not putting up a performance, like things actually do bother you, and you need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost doing you a disservice to like say anything about therapy, whether it's good or bad, without at least trying. Like if you put the effort in and try and talk to somebody and you just feel like it's not for you, then okay, like what's plan B, what's the next step, what are some things that you can do outside of whatever it is that does stress you out, your sports, academics, personal life. Like what are some hobbies that you can do in your free time to not even get your mind off what's going on, because I think it's good to like kind of like what MJ said, like, acknowledge when you're not okay, but just coping mechanisms to, like, help you through the hard times instead of feeling like you have to be alone.
Do you guys feel like you do have a lot of resources here?
I think they're growing.
Yeah.
I think they're growing. When I first got here, you know, obviously though, we're all so busy with like our sports, it's like there's probably more resources here than we even really know, to be honest. But I know we just hired another counselor for student athletes here, literally right down the hall, so I think it's growing.
We definitely have a lot of resources. I think, like she said though, I think we're so busy that most of us don't even know what we even have. But I think the university tries doing a good job at giving us what we have, and like so they just added one. My freshman year, we had a sports psychologist, and she would come in and work with the team or work with us individually, and she really helped me in my freshman year. Obviously she's no longer with us. She left after my freshman year, but she worked with the USA hockey team and stuff like that, so she obviously knew what she was doing. But she definitely helped a lot, and I don't know, I think it's, like they said, it's nice to have someone to talk to, but at the same time as athletes, you almost feel like by being vulnerable that you're weak, and I feel like that's how most athletes were raised, because growing up it was like, oh, like basketball is my escape, football is my escape, and then as you continue doing it, that escape is honestly, kind of to me at least, had turned into what my struggles had mostly been, and as a college athlete, it kind of like consumes you because your day revolves around your sport. Like you're here for that sport. Your day, like for instance, like we practice 12 to 5, so I have to wait the whole morning for practice, and then after practice, you know, if it was good or bad, like you have the rest of the night to think about it. So I think it goes from like an escape to almost like your struggle, and I think that's why so many athletes did struggle, especially in COVID, because I felt like probably at that time more than any other time, like resources were shut off. But like I said, I feel like as athletes, we were just grown up to be understood that if you show any vulnerability, you're weak. And I know specific coaches that I've had that it's like, don't put your hands on your knees, that shows them you're tired, and like that's a sign of vulnerability. Don't get frustrated, don't get sad. Like there was multiple practices my freshman year where like I was crying on the court. I'll tell you that right now. Like I had struggled, and it's okay, I think, but at the same time, as for me personally, like I don't, like MJ said, I don't like letting people know that I'm struggling, because to me, I feel like I failed people, and I feel like that's where a lot of athletes kind of tend to get their struggles from most.
Y'all about to make me emotional.
I can think back on that. Like freshman year in college was definitely like rough. Like I was 9 hours away from home.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing. Like I was living like with a roommate. I wasn't really close with, like, so I was by myself, and I didn't really want to talk to nobody because I was like, it's my freshman year. Like everyone's gonna think I'm soft. Like they're gonna think I'm a crybaby. But
so valid.
since this is my last year in college, I've learned that like I call my mom every day. Like that's my therapist. Like I learned when I was little, I used to tell her nothing. Like I was like, it's none of her business. But like now I talk to her every day. She knows everything that goes on in my life, and she helps me with every problem that I have. And so I know like there's times I have struggled, and like I didn't want to go talk to a stranger, but my mom's been my backbone. Like she's definitely helped me like just get my mental health stronger. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important to have those relationships.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
yeah.
and Marley, I know you did a sponsorship with merch, kind of advocating for mental health. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I am a really big advocate for mental health for student athletes, just from like personal experiences, and then during COVID when that there was like a 2-week span where there was about like 14 athletes that had passed away specifically from suicide, and now suicide is actually the #1 leading cause of deaths in student athletes. So I think, and honestly, like I said earlier, like the portal is a great resource, but I think also, which I love it for student athletes, because they have the chance to get out of toxic environments, which I know I'm kind of like counteracting with what I said earlier about how like, you know, people can ruin it with NIL, but I do believe that it's helped athletes to get out of toxic environments, opposed to like, I don't know if I should leave due to like I'll have to sit out a year, then there's eligibility, etc. But I think that during that COVID span when those like athletes died, that really like kind of hit me. And then that was also my senior year of basketball in high school, and I had also like been struggling with my own personal things. Like my parents were going through a divorce, and then my school that I was originally committed to, West Virginia, had pulled my scholarship like January of my graduating year, so 2022, so January 2022. So then I had to like kind of scramble and find a school, which obviously most schools didn't have scholarships available because they already signed their freshman class, and then secondly, the remaining scholarships are probably left for transfer portal, which is mainly the reason I got mine taken was because COVID and fifth years and that whole situation. So I definitely had my struggles my senior year, which is around the same time that whole shabaka was happening with student athletes and COVID. So during that time, I had really felt my struggles, and I had a loving family. I had my dad and my two brothers in my house with me every day, but I'd be in my room crying, and no one would know, and I didn't want anyone to know because I also felt like I would have failed them by not being strong enough for them. So I definitely want to let people know, like, you're not weak for showing emotion. And even like now, I struggle with that. Like, I don't even want to let my parents know I'm upset about basketball, like, ever, because then I'm like, well, then they have to worry about me, like, they have their own worries, etc. But I think just people understanding that everyone has their struggles, and it's completely normal to struggle and not be okay. So just don't struggle in silence.
I mean, that's so true. Do you guys feel like there is a stigma around student athletes asking for help?
As I said, like, you get called soft.
Yeah.
It's just like, and people don't want to speak, and that's when everything starts to go downhill just because it's a stigma. Like, you have to be tough, you have to be strong, like, or you're weak.
I think also it's better hearing it like from the student athlete's perspective more so than outsiders or whatever you want to call them, staff and things of that nature, like kind of saying seek help, seek help, seek help, because I feel like the more you get told that, the more you don't want to do it. Just like when you're young and your parents continuously are telling you to do something, and it just makes you not want to do it at all. Like, I think it's one of those situations. I think it's a balance of like how much it should really be talked about and how much it should kind of be amongst like the athletes ourselves.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like it's been a lot better to get things off my chest. Like freshman year, like these girls said, it's obviously like the hardest year I would say for a lot of athletes, and like I'm just now going through this. And like I'm having a great time, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, right.
Of course, your freshman year is
obviously,
fun,
like
there's struggles.
I'm having my struggles, but it's been really good to like talk and get it off my chest and cry about it. So, and then obviously get help. So, it's just because in high school I didn't really go. I mean, the hardest thing that I struggled with was my ACL. So it's like I didn't really have any problems, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys being so open and honest about all that. I know it's a tough topic, but obviously important to talk about. And that unfortunately does bring us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Just a reminder, the Swish Sisters airs every other Thursday on the Pitch to the Point website at 6:30 p.m. as well as Saturday nights on CBSN KDKA's streaming platform. As always, I'm Erin Clark.
I'm Riley Washnitz.
I'm Michaela Johnson. I'm Michaela Elmore.
I'm Audrey Biggs.
Bella Perkins.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Oh, put it down.
Oh my God.